Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for the week of August 17th. I'm always very happy to get to Pisces whenever I do the readings as a Pisces myself, but I don't read for myself. So, I always kind of remove myself from the reading because I don't want to affect it with my own stuff. But this week is very positive. Pisces is moving in a very positive direction. I think maybe last week you got into a little bit of a bad mood type of situation, possibly, or just, I've just been trying to feel the energy. Again, like I say, it's hard. I try to remove myself as much as possible because I don't want to affect it for other people, but, my last week was fine, but I feel like a lot of you had, like, a bad mood situation type of thing where, things were looking good and then maybe something didn't exactly go right last week, or just, you were kind of in a funky place last week. One other sign had a very similar message. I can't remember who it was, but maybe Scorpio, another water sign. But Pisces, let's face it, you've had it the hardest. Pisces to me over the past 8 years has been one of the most challenged signs that there is. All water signs really, but definitely Pisces seems to have been getting hammered. And that's what this card represents, King of Spades. This is the energy that's surrounding you. I really like this card. Actually, it took me a while to like this card because I really didn't understand the energy until I really started focusing and meditating on this card and realizing what it's really all about. And, Pisces is definitely going to be embracing it this week. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. Like I say, I don't attach sex to my cards. The king, it's just an archetype. That's all it is. It actually has nothing to do with sex, really. So it doesn't matter if you're male or female. You will be feeling this energy. This is all about having been through a battle, having been through a very difficult period of time, extremely difficult. And, like I say, you might have even had this card, Pisces, in the past, but I love the imagery on this card because it's so accurate. You can see there it's like a guy with a bunch of military medals on his chest. And, it's like somebody who's been through a ton of battles and earned a bunch of medals. Pisces has literally done that. Pisces has literally earned a bunch of medals by going through, like, challenge after challenge after challenge after challenge after challenge. And it's like Pisces has been nonstop, I feel like, for most of you. So it's like you've definitely been earning these like medals, and these are all tools that you will use for your success moving forward. Sorry, my light just went out there, so I'm going to try to get that back on. There we go. And it's definitely something that you need to embrace. You need to realize that the battle's over, and now you're done, and you're kind of like sitting there with all your medals. So that is positive card number one. You have all positive cards, by the way. Next, you have the Ace of Hearts. This is another positive card to have. It represents your problems melting away, problems going away. Represents new love coming in. Pisces, you guys are number one. Pisces, gotta give a shout out to the Pisces because you are the number one people that order readings from me. Number one, that's the first thing. Number two, your questions always involve love. Like literally every single time. I know Pisces is just like wants love, wants to know where love is, wants to meet somebody. Even if you're in a relationship, it's like you still want, to be more loved in the relationship. Well, it's definitely coming. This card represents new love, new situations, love coming into your life. I don't know, part of me feels like Pisces, for the most part, has really just been trying to create a very stable life, if that makes sense. Like, trying to really just create a life where they can support themselves and be stable and all these other things. So I feel like sometimes Pisces definitely craves love, like a lot. But then I think other times you're more focused on the work aspect of things and starting businesses and all this other stuff, trying to get your life more stable. But this card brings good news in all of that. So just know that it's coming. I know that with the Venus or whatever, really, September's probably the best time to start any relationships. But like I say, if you meet somebody, just go for it. What do you have to lose? And, if we listen to all these retrogrades and all this other stuff that's going on, we would literally never get anything done. Just if you dig into your own chart, there's always a square, there's always, something going on. So it's like, if we constantly listened to all these things, we would never do anything. So just know that. Next, you have the best card in the deck, the Ace of Clubs. You have two aces. This is going to be a very powerful week for Pisces, for sure. Probably more so than you're expecting. Ace of Clubs, all about growth in your life. It represents abundance in every single area of your life, but it's always like growth. it's always, it's an interesting card because the more, it's like, as I've been doing the YouTube readings, it allows me to do just a lot more readings, and it allows me to really focus on the cards and what they mean. It allows me to meditate on them more, get the meanings down more. The Ace of Clubs, I find, is always something you've been working towards. It's always something, it's like, always something that you're working for, some sort of success that you've worked for that you want. That's what it always represents. And, so you've been working towards some sort of abundance in your life, and I think it's going to be coming. It can represent a new relationship as well. There's definitely some relationship type energy going on this week. So I would definitely say it's on the table. Put yourself out there and try to meet people and see what happens. The next card you have is a Two of Diamonds. Great card to get. Represents represents a lot of things, actually. It can represent a business partnership. It would be a very positive business partnership. If you are partnering with somebody in a business this week, it'll be very positive. This card represents like the best, literally the best two people, meaning one being you and the other person. And it would be very positive, very lucrative, very successful for the both of you. And the other thing is, it can represent you matching up perfectly with a business. So if you've been looking for a job, it can mean you matching up perfectly with a job that you would be very happy with. Or it can be you starting a new business. If you've been thinking about starting a business or have started a business or something, it can be you really matching up with that business and really kind of, narrowing things down and kind of digging in and finding exactly where you need to be. And it's a good match, whichever the situation is. Next, you have the Five of Hearts. Again, five's all about birth, hearts about love. So love is definitely on the table for you this week. I would say, Pisces, for sure, get out there, go try to meet people. I think you definitely will. I think, again, I'm not an astrologer, so I do have a couple of astrologers that watch these, and they do sometimes comment. So, feel free to comment away, people who actually know astrology way better than I do. But, I think Pisces is entering into a better time for love, is what I was trying to say with astrology. I think it's getting better. Again, I'm not exactly sure, but this can represent birth of relationships, love moving forward. On the flip side, it's kind of one of those cards that has a flip side meaning, which is it can represent jealousy issues, and it would, I'd have to say, it feels like in your house, actually, like people around you in your home being jealous or judging your situation. And what the card says is, it literally says to ignore them. Don't even listen to them. They don't know your situation. Pisces, let's face it, I mean, who understands us? Like, you know what I mean? Like, very few people. My mom is the only person that I think understands me in my life. You know what I mean? I mean, like, who else? And my brother. And that's really it. Pretty much everybody else just doesn't at all. But, so think about that. And, think about how many times have you surprised people that don't understand you. I hear that story a lot from Pisces. I've done it myself in my life, where people are like, how did he pull that off? I'm sure you have your own stories where people have been like, how the heck did they pull it off? It's because people don't understand the way Pisces operates. Pisces operates in a very weird space, let's face it. So embrace it this week, and don't listen to any jealousy in your house. I think you're going to have an amazing week. 2 aces. Can't beat it. Best card in the deck. Can't beat it. So enjoy it, and thank you for watching.